Greetings, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time I'm checking out an obscure side-scrolling beat-em-up with Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill, Slaps and Beans 2. This game was developed by Trinity Team, who created The Darkest Tales, and is published by Einin, who created several indie console games including Shadow of the Ninja, Rainbow Cotton, and the Irem Collection. Slaps and Beans is a sequel to the original game, following the continuing adventures of Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill. These guys are actually Italian movie stars, starring in several popular movies including Aces High, Boot Hill, and the epic Trinity Spaghetti Western series. When the developer reached out to me, I was skeptical, as I assumed this was a movie tie-in game, or a cheap marketing tool. While this game is influenced by the guy's movies, I was pleasantly surprised to find this is a solid game in its own right. Slaps and Beans picks up after the conclusion of the first game, with Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill stranded on a raft in the middle of the ocean. The boys end up in the middle of Africa, fighting smugglers and arms dealers. From here, they go on a globe-trotting adventure, working as sports stars, secret agents and undercover cops, as they battle through several environments influenced by their movies. If, like myself, you haven't seen these movies, some of the jokes are going to go over your head. But the game's amazing set pieces more than compensate for this. Players will pilot a boat full of smuggled bananas, race airboats through a swamp, battle through Chinatown, and thwart an alien invasion of Earth. The game's combination of slapstick comedy, lovable characters, zany missions, and crazy environments kept us engaged through the entirety of the game's 13 levels. The gameplay of Slaps and Beans 2 was surprisingly well put together. The player controls either Bud Spencer or Terrence Hill as they fight their way across the world. Each character has her own signature fighting style, with Bud using brute strength to slap and throw enemies around, and Terrence relying on his special skill to destroy foes with a series of kicks and punches to the jubblies. The best part about combat is how the player can use virtually anything in the environment as a weapon, from belting enemies with chairs and tables to using pots, pans, cups and even food as projectiles. The controls are simple but effective, with the player easily able to block and parry attacks and pull off some hilarious special moves with a little bit of practice. In addition to the beat-em-up element of the game, which can be played with 2 players, there's a range of weird and hilarious minigames in each level, which can be replayed by up to 4 players once you finish the game. Slaps and Beans 2 is a solid side-scrolling beat-em-up, and a far more enjoyable experience than I expected. The game's sharp controls, excellent pixel art, and funky soundtrack scored by the same artists that worked on the duo's movies was a strong point. If I had to make a complaint, it would be the game's difficulty, which initially felt far too easy but has a huge spike in the last few levels of the game. But despite this, the game is an original and humorous beat-em-up, with some great value for money due to its additional modes and replayable minigames. This will greatly appeal to fans of Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill, or beat-em-up fans looking for a new experience. That's it for my review of Slaps and Beans 2. If you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, as it really helps the channel. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope you join me next time when we'll look at another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.